Hi, hello everyone. Welcome again to my green card story. On this channel, we share the story of people that have gone through the application process of EB2 NIW. So please subscribe to this channel. Also follow us on Facebook and on Instagram. If you have any questions for us, please send us an email at mygreencardstory@gmail.com. So this video is a continuation of last episode in which Tosin or Anne shared a petition story, how she was able to put together a document for EB2 NIW application. So in today's episode, we'll focus more on adjustment of status. So Tosin, again, thank you so much for joining us for today's episode. Okay, so in the last episode, we were talking about how your petition was approved, and you're very excited. So can you tell us about your adjustment of status? Like what document did you fill for adjusting your status?
Okay, so as soon as I got my approval, that is I-765, right? Because I guess we needed that to start adjusting.
No, I-797.
Is it I-7 something?
Yeah, it starts with
yeah.
I.
Because we need that to be able to approve, and then we needed to adjust for. So 3 of us came from Nigeria, myself, my husband, and my daughter. So we needed to adjust for 3 of us. All we got was educational, our certificates, our immigration documents. And what again, I guess that was the major thing we had to put together: passports and our I-20s, because over the years we have different ones. And when you are going to when you're going to OPT, you have a different one. So you have to put together every of the I-20s and your recent passports. Yeah, basically, those are the things we put together. And then we needed to do medical as well.
Okay. So before you continue, adjustment of status, for you to adjust your status, you must be on a visa category. So it's either maybe you're on H1B or F1, or you just have to be in a visa category. So it just means you are changing from that visa
so I was on F1
category to be a permanent resident. So you are on F1, and how about your husband?
We were all on F1. F1, he was on F1 as well.
And your child?
F2. So we're all on F visa.
Okay. So now when people are adjusting their status, there's they need to pay like a filing fee and some other they also incur some other costs. So I'm going to share an Excel sheet, and I'll allow Tosin to tell us more about how much it costs her to adjust our status. So just give me a minute. Okay, Tosin, can you see my screen?
Yeah, I can see.
Okay, good.
Okay, yeah, for the I-485, which is the form for adjustment of status, we had to get, was it money order, right, or something, for each, myself and my husband, which is about $1,200. And then for my daughter's is like $750. That's half of what we paid. And so that was about so looking at that was more than $3,000, right? Yeah, as at the time that we sent in our documents, because we needed to send in those documents.
Okay.
That's the initial first one.
Tosin, if you look at this document, you did not pay any money for Form I-765 and I-131. So for your daughter, actually, she's not even eligible for Form I-765 because she cannot work. Okay.
Yeah, so, just like parole.
Okay. So for you, it costs you $1,675 to adjust your status. Your husband paid the same amount for his own, and for your daughter,
Yeah.
$1,200 or $1,200.
This one we already included the medicals. You know, we
Yes.
have to submit your packet first, and then you go and do your medical separately. So that I don't know how it's done now, but at that time, you put in your packet with your money orders for the 485, and then you submit. Then you go and do your medicals while you're waiting for biometrics.
Okay, and so the total cost is $4,550
Plus or minus, yeah.
Plus or minus. Wow, so that is a large amount of money
for 3 people.
For 3 people. So imagine someone that has a family of 5, and the entire family need to adjust that status. And you paid that amount because you did it by yourself. So if an attorney had filed for you, you'll also pay the legal fee.
I've talked to a couple of attorney and a couple of lawyers. Some said 10,000, some said 7,000, some said 5,000. So you know, it was a range.
Wow. So can you tell us more about the biometrics process?
Okay. So like I said, I put in my packets so fast, you know, I just within like a week I was done with putting everything together and sent. So after like 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks, I got my the letter to go for biometrics, you know, like, oh, this is the location for 3 of us, you know. That was I know it was like two weeks interval, right? So when I got it was meant to be 2 weeks time to go, or so let me so now that I'm thinking about, so I got that in January, because I knew that I did my biometric in February.
Okay.
So I did my medicals. I was done with medicals December 15th, if I can remember correctly. That was when I got the letter, then posted. Then
and that was December 15, 2021 or 2020?
2021, right?
Okay.
2021. So by January, mid-January, then to January 15 to 20, we got our biometric, the letter to go for biometrics, which was going to be in 2 weeks' time. So I knew the time that was like 2 weeks. And for the funny thing, myself and my daughter got the same date, but they gave my husband a different date. Wow. But you know, we all went together, and they just said, "Oh, your family, you guys just do together, it's fine." So eventually, my husband didn't have to go back again. We all did at the same time, and it was like 15 minutes. Like, it didn't take off 15 minutes. It was so fast.
Yeah. So now, after you finish your biometrics, you know, USS usually send people EAD card and also their travel documents. You know, then it was a single card. It was called a combo card. So for you, and I know you had a very interesting story, right?
Yeah.
Did you get an EAD card before getting a green card, or did you just get a green card? So can you share that experience?
Yeah, so that was the interesting part, because I didn't get an EAD card. So I said I went for my biometrics February 8th to be precise. By March 25, I checked, you know, I normally check on my phone to see where is the status of my application. And then on March 25, I got an approval for a green card.
Wow.
So I didn't get EAD, and my timeline was about 6-7 weeks.
Wow.
Biometrics to green card. I was expecting, you know, maybe I'll get a EAD card, you know, and stuff like that. No.
So you got your green card, and also your husband and your daughter got their green card on the same day?
Yes, on the same day, at the same time, with the same email, with the same mail together.
Wow.
So I was thinking, so what I've heard before now was, maybe like 6 months when you apply the first, after 2 months, you get a an EAD, then maybe after like 6 months, your green card should be ready, you know. So I was thinking, okay, it's still wow, but you know, just like I was checking every day, I was always checking.
Yeah.
And so I was so surprised. To me, it was a miracle because I didn't expect, in fact, a lot of people were like, oh, I didn't expect it at all. Like I did biometrics in February and I got my green card in March. Like I've not heard of it anyway. Mine was like the first.
Me too. Me too. So from the time you turned in your petition to the time you got your green card, how many months or how many years did it
petition? Take? So 1 month. So
from time you turned in your I-140 to the time you got your green card, how long was it? 12 months.
Yes, because it was March to March.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
March for Tosin or March for Anne. I'm sure the month of March is now your special month.
Like, yeah, I can say that again.
So now I'm going to ask you one more question. Can you tell us the benefit of having a green card? So what have you experienced so far?
Oh man. So like I said earlier, whoever watched the first part that I needed to get my green card because my OPT was 1 year. So eventually my OPT expired, right? And I didn't have a green card at that time. What I did was get into school. I had to go back to school that I could work. And I just had a baby at that time. It was crazy because I needed to be up and doing in the school, and then I needed to be working at the same time.
Okay.
I've never experienced so much stress in my life. Fine, maybe I've experienced stress in some other ways because of my PhD, but having to work and come back and study, and I have a 2-month-old baby with me, you know, it was crazy. So you can imagine, like I dropped the course like this. As soon as I got my green card, like I didn't think twice. I'm like, okay, immediately. Nobody had to tell me because it was stressful having to go through that the way life was happening to me at that time, having a new member of my family and then working full time as well. Okay. So that was the first thing that had to go, and you cannot understand the breath of fresh air. The that you could actually not look behind your back when you're walking, like, okay, now I have a green card. I don't have to be scared anymore because I have like freedom to move, freedom to do stuff, you know. Yeah, no, the experience is just awesome.
Yeah. Are there any other benefits
of having a green card?
Yes, that you have experienced.
Of course, I could buy a house.
Oh, so are you saying that if someone is on OPT or H1B, they can't buy a house?
So I didn't even know that before, until at that point in time, we realized that at some states, you cannot even own a house without having your green cards. You know, there are different state laws, but at that time, I realized that some states, and the states I'm in, you could not do that without having a green card.
And that state is what?
I'm in Colorado. Right
Colorado. Now. Okay, good. Okay, that's good to know. Beside that, any other benefit again?
Freedom, my dear, freedom.
Freedom.
Yeah, you are restricted to work. You are restricted to so those restrictions goes away when you have a.
I mean, how about schools for your children and maybe healthcare stuff, benefit or other?
So, you know, like all those healthcare comes with job. It doesn't change if whatever work you're doing, those things come with your job. For schooling is still same because in America, every child must go to school. You have a green card, you don't even have papers. Nobody's going to ask you for school papers to take your child to school. Nobody's going to ask you for your green card or your immigration status or your passport. Nobody will ask you that to take your child to school because at least from K to 12, you know, it's a crime if your kids are not going to school. So with kids, nobody's going to ask you about your immigration status. It's just that you cannot do business. There's so many things that you are restricted to do because you cannot say, oh, I want to branch out and, have another empire somewhere because they need those documentations and you're not going to have it.
Oh, Tosin, this was it has been a wonderful time. Talking to you about your green card process. I'm so happy. Your case is unique because after your biometrics, you just got your green card within 6 weeks. You didn't get like an EAD card first. You just got a green card. So that's a very unique experience. And so on this note, we are going to close this meeting. So thank you so much for joining us. And once again, for everyone that is watching this video on YouTube, kindly subscribe to this channel because we are at My Green Card Story. We'll be posting more videos. And if you need help, you need someone to help you to write your petition cover letter or just help you to look at what you have written, please send us an email at mygreencardstory@gmail.com. The email address would also be provided in the description portion of this YouTube video. So thank you so much for joining us again. Bye.